This episode of The Totally Rad Show is brought to you by Squarespace. Coming up, it's kind of an action anime video game that you just have to see for yourself. It's called Asura's Wrath.
It's time once again for video games, and yes, we know you're playing Mass Effect 3. We're playing it as well, but I didn't want this very unique game to go by without us talking about it. So today we're talking about Asura's Wrath, which is a new game from Capcom that is really unlike anything I've ever played before. It's almost an interactive anime television series. Why do I say television series and not movie? Because the game is built in a very unique presentation. It has episodes complete with credits, and it's broken into sort of
and previously on and coming up on, like sort of like
to be
Battlestar,
continued cliffhangers. And it even has what are almost commercial breaks like you would see in a television series, like when Lost goes boom and it just shows the Lost logo and you're like, ooh. It does that in the middle of things. It's very ambitious and interesting kind of take. We've seen episodic type content before. We've seen, I think, wasn't the first Alan Wake kind of built with episodes, like episodes of a television series? Well, I think this takes it even a step further. And the game is very much a third-person action combat game, but I even would say that the combat system is very unique and different. To tell you what the game is about is not easy.
I played the game. Still don't know what it's about, really.
Yeah. Basically, it's about a guy who's really pissed off. Never has a game lived up to its title more.
Yeah.
Asura's Wrath, he's pissed, and he's pissed.
Yeah.
And why is he pissed? That's much more difficult to explain, but he's one of the 8 guardian god type dudes, and some bad stuff happens to him, and he's pissed off and he's gonna kill some dudes. He's gonna punch things and get really angry and maybe grow extra arms and lose arms.
When you get mad, what are you gonna do? Arm shedding.
I know you've shed some arms in your day.
It's the best way to get mad.
So tell me what you thought of...
Well, I was surprised at how much... First off, we played this game, Catherine, right?
Yes.
Which was a crazy Japanese game.
Yes.
Where you would go, whoop, this is a crazy Japanese game.
Yeah, guy with horns hugging a pillow and no
boxer
pants.
shorts is running around like...
That's odd.
Odd. This game, I may have said, what? Out loud during this game more than I said it when I played Catherine.
My girlfriend came running into the room because I was like,
what?
What?
Yeah.
Is it the same point? Maybe when the credits started rolling and I was like,
well, there's two.
I was like, this is so weird. This is so weird. And she's in the bathroom. She's like, what are you talking? Like, this is just so weird. And then like I don't. This is so weird. And she's like telling people at dinner at how weird. Yeah.
So it's but in a different way. Okay. So there's a lot of what is happening right now. I'm doing something awesome. I'm seeing awesome things. I'm doing awesome things. I feel awesome. I definitely feel like I am destroying bad guys.
A lot of stuff
that are bigger than the galaxy.
He is pissed off.
Yeah, and you feel it, man. When you're mashing that button, you're like, I'm pissed. I wish I had 6 arms. I was surprised at sort of how much, like this, you're not gonna maybe not agree with me, but whatever. Shadow of the Colossus-y this is. Because there are sort of these massive,
Did not expect him to say that. No.
Big boss
The
battle
opposite.
things that go on for level after level. I mean, it's like, and get bigger and crazier. And I was like, oh my God, this is sort of like, kind of QTE events happening. But it's such a mix that I never knew when I was in a QTE or when I was, actually just hitting somebody in the face. Like, it really was a very weird flow. That said, the design of the character is gorgeous. The design of the world is really rich and gorgeous. It's a little bit like watching, I don't know how to explain it.
An anime TV series.
It is, because it's so rich in the backstory.
Well, wait your turn, mister.
Yeah, sir. Although, yeah, I mean, not because there's so many times where I was like, I don't even know who. Wait, was that the big guy from yesterday, or what? Why is there a spider here? You know what I mean? Like, there was so much stuff going on, and it was so hard to.
Bebo?
Yeah, it did actually. Yeah. The spider boobo, Spoobo. That's horrible. I feel bad for Spoobo. Both gold. But anyway, so. So it was like there's like this through line that I was sort of like grabbing at, and then I was like, "Stop
Back
it!"
to my gesture.
No, I was like, I'm in this. I'm sort of going through something about my daughter, and I'm like, "Stop! Get away! I know what's happening. Fuck! I don't know what you're about. I'm about my child. Get this. I don't know you." And I felt like I was doing that through the entire game. So it was sort of
that is pretty funny.
Hard
that
to,
is pretty freaking funny.
Hard
guys.
to like know what happened, but. I mean, it was enjoyable for the most part, but I just spent a lot of time sitting on the couch like, whoa, I feel like I really did just like throw in and didn't even have subtitles.
Right.
Japanese TV series, animated series, and I was just like, my good God, that is gorgeous looking. You know what I mean? So I don't really, that's what I got.
I have a feeling you're going to have a much bigger problem with this because you like stories to be coherent.
Weird.
But weird.
On the flip side, you guys don't, right?
Well, no, but I think you're more dogmatic about it in this. Well, than me. I won't talk for Alex.
Really?
But,
You're not? I would think you are as well.
Well, tell me what you think of this, because I have a feeling you hated it.
Well, no, I mean, I think everything Alex said is accurate. I think this game does not fail to execute on everything it sets out to do. And it's a great looking game for what it's trying to do.
The characters looked really cool.
The animation
is awesome. It was different than Catherine in that the cutscene moments in Catherine felt like maybe like they were pre-rendered, like it felt like an animated show. This felt like there was more of a video game aesthetic, like it was cel shaded, or like there was more of a cutscene, like a what's it called when it's not a cutscene? It's
QuickTime event?
In engine?
In engine.
Well, yeah, it is. I mean,
right. But Catherine didn't feel that way to me. But that being said,
I think Catherine had actually hand-drawn 2D
That's
stuff.
what I thought. Yeah.
But I don't know why I mean, he compared it to Catherine in the sense it's zany, but
I know, I was just
almost
thinking
no
of
other comparison
watching a show, watching an animated show. This was
that is weird.
So it's definitely delivers on its promise, I guess. It's like cool. Here's the deal. This is another version of what Alex is saying. Some shit's crazy, and some shit's crazy cool. Too much crazy. Crazy cool is like what you guys are alluding to, like you're fighting this enormous guy, enormous dude, and you're fighting, like he gets even bigger.
No.
And then he's in space.
Yeah, you're not even giving it enough. You're just saying it like it's something.
It's growing.
He's 12 feet tall.
And then he's
a skyscraper.
Right.
Then he's a planet.
And then you're fighting the tip of his finger because the tip of his finger is only 100 times your size, as opposed to the person is now.
And what do you do to that finger, Dan?
Yeah.
What do you do to it?
Anger it.
Yeah.
You punch it.
Yeah, you punch it.
You punch the finger.
But like, so I love.
Punches his finger.
That's as fun. The beginning where you're a guy. It's a giant Star Wars space battle, except you're a guy flying through space, having a space battle on a ship. You're a dude. Like I think that stuff's really cool. The fight mechanic. I'm actually like the problem with the game is that you barely play it. You know, my controller is sitting on my lap half the time. Then I pick it up and have a little bit of fun, and then I put it down. But I'm almost okay with that because I didn't love, like if I loved the fight mechanic, I would have been like, oh, come on, I just want to play. It wasn't quite God of War. It was like, I think I had a problem with that. It was just too heavy buttons there wasn't
There's a lot of
quite as
variety.
flowy.
You can shoot.
Yeah, but the shooting wasn't
that was my one major issue with the combat, is that you can tell the camera to be inverted, but you can't, there's no setting to set the reticle to be inverted. So I basically I was horrible at the shooting. So, but you're at times forced to do the shooting.
Right. Yeah.
Which was very hard for me.
The swapping between melee and shooting wasn't, whereas in God of War, the swapping between a short-range weapon and a long-range weapon or other brawlers like that, there's more of a flow. It feels like you have all your weapons in your arsenal. This felt a little bit like I have to engage in shooting, and then I have to engage in melee. And the engaging on one person and a million people are attacking you, I didn't like. I wanted to be able to like attack everyone. And
there was some fun variety, but I know what you mean.
It was, but it wasn't as great as all the great brawlers that we've had that we've been reviewing over the past year. Well,
this game totally won me over. We saw it at E3, and
Yeah.
I remember thinking, Capcom, new IP from Capcom, it looks like a stinker.
Yeah.
And even when I was thinking, should we review it or not? I'll pop it in and see. And then I didn't want to stop. And everything in this game that if you told me on paper, like as a bullet point, I'd be like, oh, that's not going to work. Like individual chapters that are self-contained with cliffhanger to be continues. I'm like, why do I need that in a video game? But it kept getting me. I would keep going, well, I want to see what happens next.
Yeah.
And I would keep playing even though I wanted to stop playing. It totally worked. Credits, sequences in the middle of things, like that shouldn't work, but there was something interesting about it. This game completely won me over. I really had a good time with the fight mechanic. I thought it was different and interesting and unique in its own way. It really didn't compare to God of War, but I don't think it was going for the same kind of thing. And I had a great time beating up a bunch of guys. Like you guys said, it looked spectacular. All those like veiny monkey dudes that you're kicking the ass out of. There's tons of really interesting things. And then the boss battles are on such a huge scale. We talked about fighting as a regular-sized person, a guy the size of a planet, who's just gonna squash you with his finger. His finger's coming through the atmosphere, like
that was really
breaking
cool.
through the atmosphere. Like, he's just gonna squash me, and I like catch it and then punch it, and my punch is full of so much pissed off energy that he disintegrates because of my punch to his finger.
Now
It's like if an ant was like, ew.
Let me just to play devil's advocate, because Alex threw it into the ring. I'm gonna use it. It's in the ring now. Shadow of the Colossus. You feel the scale. You feel like I just took down this enormous creature through metal. You know, through.
Yeah.
This is like I'm just.
But I'm just.
I don't think
What is this? Is this playing a video game now?
Yeah.
It's very different. It's very different.
He threw it in the ring. So
Yeah.
hey,
No,
why you described
listen,
it?
we're both blaming him.
I don't know why I threw it in the
way
ring.
that you described
What
it is
did you do?
it is
Who said
incredible
that?
how you take down the big thing. But it isn't incredible how you take down the big thing. It's just kind of cool that like.
It's a cool from a I'm watching an animated story perspective, and then I got to do the one thing to progress the story along. And I had so much fun with the animation system and with what happens and how it is just batshit insane constantly. It's just batshit insane. And like, if you asked me, hey, are you gonna enjoy watching this batshit insane game? I'd probably say I'd probably not. But there's something about it that was incredibly watchable. And the guy is just so angry all the time, and things just get him more angry. And in the span, what game in the span of literally 10 minutes of playtime go from having 2 arms to 6 arms to no arms? And in like 10 minutes. Most games you would be a huge section of the game with all that. No, this game just throwing a kitchen sink at you. It's nuts. And there was something incredibly endearing about that to me.
It's definitely audacious.
I don't know. I really think it's a fun experience if you're in the right mindset. And for some reason, for me, it completely won me over. And I had a blast playing it. The other thing that I thought was really interesting is the boss battles. It's a really minor thing, and it's only really sort of a semantic change, but it had a big effect on me. Is that I am often very frustrated if I get, I'm fighting, and there's his huge health meter, and it's going down little by little by little. And they invert it. Instead of working down a health meter of a boss, I'm building up my own pissed off meter, my wrath. And instead of working something down that he has a lot of, I'm working something up that I have, and then when I get to the top of my meter, one button kills the boss, right? I basically beat him. But it's a minor change, but it made me feel less frustrated because I'm working up to something rather than whittling something down. And it's just a psychological thing, but it was a huge, I really found it refreshing, and it made a big difference for me.
Interesting.
So, I really didn't want this game to go by without us talking about it, because I was charmed and surprised by the experience I had playing it.
Definitely. Definitely weird, and happy to have played it.
Right? An experience unlike anything else,
Most
really.
definitely.
Like that, you get really pissed off.
All right, everybody, be sure to stick around. We're going to be answering one of your Twitter questions right after this, but first we want to thank our sponsor, Dan Trachtenberg.
Dan Trachtenberg, a professional
website owner.
The term is webmaster.
Oh, webmaster. Yes.
I thought you were just a web Padawan, but now I should have known.
Yeah, he went through his trials.
Guys, if you don't know what Squarespace is, it's what they're referring to. It's what made me a professional webmaster.
Yes.
Web Jedi, if you will. Squarespace is the fast and easy way to create a high-quality blog, portfolio, or website like I did. It's fully hosted and takes care of all the tricky details of getting your site online. There's nothing to download, nothing to install, nothing to set up. Squarespace comes
Your
with,
website is already done.
It's waiting for you.
waiting.
You think of it, it's waiting for you. Squarespace comes with a variety of page types, from blogs to galleries to contact forms, which you can snap together in any configuration to build the site that you want. Squarespace also comes with a great social integration like Twitter and Flickr. Twitter and Flickr widgets.
Oh, which widgets?
Which widget would you widget?
Widgets?
Widget.
Which widget is it?
Which widget?
And those are built right into the system and has beautiful slideshows that you can add to any page on your site.
Like a widget?
You can use a widget. iPhone, iPad, Android apps allow you to create and edit blog posts directly to your site, manage comments, view statistics, 24-hour support, super fast response. I've used all of these things that we were mentioning right now. The 24-hour support is phenomenal. The iPhone integration, awesome. There's some new updates to Squarespace.
Widgets?
13 template redesigns. I think a widget could be incorporated in a template.
Widget. Female widget.
85 new styles, 2 brand new templates. So they redesigned 13, they added 2 new ones. 300 fonts, and new CSS editors for those who like to code.
Just doing this from memory.
That's
And
actually
then,
huge.
Yeah.
New CSS editors,
Yeah, I like the WYSIWYG. I like to snap things into place.
widgets.
I don't get in there in the code, you know what I'm saying?
Like the wacky
But Squarespace
widgets.
allows
So
me
the
to do
whole
my thing,
webmaster
allows...
thing.
Yeah.
No, Squarespace makes a guy like me a webmaster.
All right, I get that.
So back off, young Padawan.
Okay, stop shouting at me.
Recently launched live online workshops
That's
to
cool.
help you get started. Squarespace.com for 50% off for the next 6 months.
1.5?
15% off.
15.
Yes.
1.5. Sorry,
Yes.
I heard 50.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Enter coupon code TRS3
Very nice.
to get said
3 hosts.
discount.
That's how you remember
3
it.
coupon codes, and there's only one, but it has the number 3.
Send in your backgrounds. Fans@TotallyRadShow.com is where you send it. You can see it displayed behind us. Dan, punch something.
What happened to my dog?
Join us tomorrow for our review of 21 Jump Street.
Today's Twitter question comes from @Mike Gonzalez, who asks us, if you could own a prop from any film, what would you choose? Guys, props.
What I'm circling right now, I don't have it yet, but what I'm circling right now isn't the
You're
kind
circling?
of prop that I would put in glass encase. It would be something that I could, so help me answer this, that I could use every day, so it's always cool.
Oh,
and
you
people say,
mean you
without
don't know
ruining-
yet?
Without tarnishing it.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Or you want to be able to use something.
So it's something I can
single
use every day.
And let's be clear, because you might Dan this question. I don't want you to Dan it.
Right.
An
It's a
actual physical
prop,
prop.
not a working.
So flux capacitor is a thing that I put in my car that doesn't do anything. It
It's
just
a prop.
looks
It's
like
a
the
box.
prop.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm thinking along the lines of like the license plate from back then. It could be my license plate.
Yeah.
It's like, look, that, you know, little known fact, hot girl, you know, or my wife.
Or my wife. At least there's a choice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hot girl on
so-
babysitting, or
I mean, it's hard not
What?
to choose, like we were talking about the hilt, any
well,
lightsaber
but
hilt.
you
that's
could,
actually
but you could
used.
say,
But then
I
it's
want
in a
the
glass
car.
case.
I want the DeLorean.
It'll probably break down. Like,
All right.
if that doesn't work,
All right.
you know?
I'm just saying.
But
I
also,
would
I just feel like everyone's gonna say DeLorean. I mean, you know, what's a little bit more? I was thinking like,
I would say for me, I mean, the problem is there's hundreds that I would want.
I'll tell you what.
I would love to have the idol from Indiana Jones: The Last
Yeah.
Crusade, the actual
idol?
idol, because that's something that
know
almost
what I would
anybody
do?
could walk in and go, "Is that the idol from Indiana?" You know what I mean? And you're
I would
like,
have
"That
the actual
one."
sand sack, and then come over to Alex's house and be like, whoop.
I'd be like, God damn it! It's the
I
actual
was
prop
thinking-
of sand.
I've actually seen this prop in person. The ID card, the wallet with driver's license of John McClane.
That's
So if
interesting.
I had that, so when someone asked for my ID and
Oh,
I
that'd
showed
be-
them that, and they're
that'd
like,
be
"That's
cool.
all."
It's
like
no,
having-
seriously, I'm giving you a ticket.
Yeah. It's like
a fucking cop.
having the Lilu Dallas multipass.
That's pretty good.
Be good.
How
There you
about
go.
how about like, I heard that Peter Jackson like has an actual like cave in his house that has, that is like a
Probably.
hobbit hole.
Right.
That's pretty, to have, I mean, that's not really a prop.
yeah.
A physical, like the
But have,
like
like-
the fire pole from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That would be awesome.
That's
Or
cool. So you can use it.
Yoda's cave
Yeah.
on
Or like,
I like that stuff.
Or like the whatchamacallit, the exoskeleton loader from Alien.
Yeah.
No. I got it.
that'd be
The
awesome.
Millennium, the chairs from or Star Trek chair or Millennium Falcon seats as like my actual like movie like
That'd be
couch
awesome.
seats or whatever.
But that's a
Or
set.
car,
that's not a prop.
car
Yeah.
seat.
Yeah.
Still good.
No,
Still
the
good.
seat. Well, he's a DeLorean.
The actual One Ring
Sick.
is kind of cool.
You wouldn't, yeah.
You'd be like, whoop.
Yeah.
Thanks for sending
No,
it.
Jeff, it's the prop. It's not the actual thing.
I would just say it.
I don't want you to.
Yeah, I'm invisible. Now I'm not. Now I am. Now I'm not.